3. This one is hated in the YouTube fragrance community. Don't sleep on the mint chocolate chip of the fragrance game. Let's get into the review. What's going on, YouTube fragrance family? Welcome to another Robes 08 fragrance review. Today I'm going to put my nose on the house of Thierry Mugler and another one. Another flanker to the Amen lineup. Yes, some of you out there may be sick of another flanker to the Amen, but you know what? I'm on the same wavelength as you. I'm kind of sick of them, but at the same time, they keep releasing them, and I keep blind buying these suckers. I'm not going to lie to you on camera right now. If they released another Amen flanker and it was an oud-based one, it would be a blind buy. So it is what it is, but today I'm going to put my nose on the after 8 of the fragrance game, the mint chocolate chip of the fragrance game, this one called Kryptomint. Kryptomint hit the shelves in 2017. One bottle size is what you see here is what you're going to get, the 3.4 ounce. Concentration is eau de toilette. This is, of course, a flanker of Amen, one of several. And prices online, give or take, is $70 to $90 American retail to purchase Kryptomint. Now, the nose behind Kryptomint is none other than Jacques Mugler, the nose behind the originator, Amen. Now, I got mine in my beautiful silver flask, refillable, by the way. This thing, arguably, one of the best, if not the best men's fragrance release of all time. Arguably. One of the best, at least, released back in the 90s. This thing is one of my favorites of the game. And I love when a brand brings back the original perfumier of a fragrance to do the flankers. And Thierry Mugler has done due diligence with Jacques. Jacques has done a tremendous job with the flankers. Probably one of the best perfumiers to Flanker's original bestseller for the game, for the original fragrance. I really think one of the most successful flanker lineups in the men's game. Tell me I'm wrong, but Jacques Mugler does his thing for Thierry Mugler. So now let's get into the notes of this one right here. In the opening, we have peppermint, and that is exactly what this fragrance is all about, is this peppermint. We got sage too. We got geranium in the mid, and that is the forgotten note in Kryptomint. Yes, I am going to talk about geranium quite a bit in this fragrance review, and you're going to see why. In the base, we have patchouli, the original, signature Amen patchouli. We got some tonka bean, we got coffee and vanilla. So we got that gourmandish side to this fragrance too. This will tippy-toe in that gourmandish section of the game too a little bit here. Major notes to this nose right here has got to be that peppermint, and it has to be that peppermint. Tonka bean, patchouli, and geranium are big notes in what I get from this fragrance. Group, this is Oriental Fougère, and how many sprays and where? Well, I go my original, of course, 1 on the chest, 3 on the neck here, and 1, 2, 3, 1 in the back, and of course 2 on the arms. So this fragrance, I felt like more, less sprays. I think the 6 sprays is good for this one. So that is my how many sprays and where with Kryptomint. Refreshing. Now, Kryptomint, the name, I can't go in this review without really delving into this name because it's a very unique name for a fragrance. You'd think it would be pure mint, going with the rest of the lineup. Kryptomint, the name must have came from Mugler himself. I know that he stepped, of course, a long time ago away from the fragrance brand, of course, sold and things like that. But they might have taken the inspiration from Mugler, as he was a huge comic superhero fan, and putting, of course, Kryptonite with Superman would put 2 and 2 together for the name of Kryptomint. Let's give her a whirl. So let me remind myself of this introduction. Again, with Mugler flankers, the introduction is really the star of the show because, again, this is a flanker of the original. So I'm thinking more backbone is going to be the same. The introduction is going to be the star of the show, which is mint. Mint is a very fleeting note, so it won't stay very long. Maybe. We'll see. So let's sniff her out. And through the opening, it's really a great scent. For a mint lover and a lover of the Amen lineup, it really is a can't lose situation here. So Kryptomint starts off your scent journey with exactly what it says on the box, in the name. She's minty, and she is very refreshing. And I don't know if you guys see this in the back here. It almost feels like it's a bunch of mint leaves, and it's very watery, and the bottle's like in the middle of the picture. She's minty, but she's got that After Eight feel. After Eight, if you know what After Eights are, you know what I'm talking about. It's minty, but yet has a little bit of a backbone to it immediately, so it's not as transparent or a transparent mint like a Mount Fresh. It really isn't very thin. Many minty scents tend to be very thin. Think Roadster by Cartier has more of a thickness to it. It still has that uplifting mintiness, but it uses vetiver and it uses green notes to emphasize the greenness of the mint, but it continues to be a little more herbal and more rough around the edges. And this is where this is going. It's not very, it's refreshing, yes, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, she has a little bit of oomph to it. She's got some backbone to it. Mint always has been a great way to be cooling, and here it does the job on a warm summer day. Hell yeah, I've had this. I purchased this. If you guys remember, my first impression video on this thing was back in Feb. So I've had this for spring, summer, fall, and here in the winter now. I'm shooting this now. This was great on a warm summer day. It was almost one of my, I wouldn't say signature scents, but it was really something I kept going back to. Now the mint in here is a peppermint. So it's not a spearmint, it's a peppermint. And it has a green herbal take in this scent as it's... it throws off its cooling menthol appeal to the fragrance. And I love how mint does that. It just invigorates you. You know, you spray this on and you smell it and it just goes, it almost feels like, I don't want to pop a mint in, and it gives you that, you know, that icy, fresh breath. This is how it smells like. It smells so icy and fresh. And if I had to compare mints, I would have to say this is more of a Roadster than a Mount Fresh. Like I said earlier, Roadster utilized patchouli and vetiver to back its mint. And same here, as Utilier utilizes, of course, that famous chocolatey coffee patchouli accord, and it backs this new mint that they have in this fragrance. It really is beautiful. Now the coffee and patchouli here, I've said in previous reviews of Amen, is the coffee itself doesn't really smell like coffee. It's more like a chocolatey patchouli-like feel to the fragrance. It does this here. It kind of plays that little game here too. It really does that. It can remind a user of, you know, York peppermint patties. It really reminds me personally as an After Eight. You know, those sticks or even the little cakes. It really smells like an After Eight, or even mint chocolate chip ice cream. And if you told me it smells like either three of these, you wouldn't be wrong. I'd be like, yeah, man, you're dead right. That's what it reminds me. More After Eight for me. Many may not know this. I'm going to bring out my usual, my beast, my one of my favorite designers of all time, Amen, if you don't know what I'm holding up here. You may not know this, but the original Amen has mint in the opening of the scent. And I recall back in the 90s, this stuff, I'm telling you, the mint, not that it had a prominent note, it's more soft now, but it's still in the scent. So this is nothing new in the Amen DNA. It was just, they utilized one of the notes and amplified it. So this is not nothing new. The use of geranium in Kryptomint, god dang, it's nice. it's very well done. Geranium gives peppery, this fragrance a peppery, green, herbal, and almost a citrusy kick to the fragrance, and it's genius. It's genius the way it's worked in this fragrance, and it is the key to the whole fragrance, personally for me, I think. You know, people always look at the name, the green, and mint. Yes, the mint's very prominent. It's in your face. But the geranium in this fragrance, guys, it gives out like a citrusy feel in the opening. So if you feel a little bit of citruses, yeah, it's that. Herbal, it's helping out the herbal feel to the mint in this fragrance. It is a little peppery. but it is the key to the whole fragrance. As geranium, also geranium and mint go very well hand in hand. Geranium pour Monsieur by Frédéric Malle. Beautiful, beautiful use of geranium and mint. Geranium makes mint more menthol-like and herbal than a toothpaste type of mint. So you're going to notice that in Kryptomint that some mint haters may gravitate to this fragrance. Not all, you know, if you hate mint, this may not be for you, but some people will gravitate to this fragrance. The mint is strong in the opening, yes, obviously, yes, but it starts fading and starts being more of a secondary note in the fragrance. And the opening, to me, is the star of the show. I know, like, that dry down's famous, and I like it, and I really, really do. It's just this opening, the geranium, the mint, the patchouli, and everything put together. The opening is the star of the show, in my personal opinion. Now, once you get more into the thick of things, this is where users will compare this to Ultra Zest. I wish I had my bottle. She's down here. And it's compared to Ultra Zest without the orangey. It has some citrus feeling in here, a little bit from the geranium, but not as much as Ultra Zest. Now, they would be right if they said this smells like Ultra Zest. Yes. And why mess with something that works and sells, technically? This one, and what I'm trying to say here is Mugler had a rough time making flankers of Amen. Fresh flankers. Son of Sounds, dud. That thing was a piece of work. Iceman I liked. Huge patchouli note. Huge. And this is what Iceman should have been, to be quite honest. This Iceman would be named aptly for Iceman because it has that breath of fresh air. Anyway, but Iceman was good, but it didn't sell. So there was multiple tries to get a fresh Amen take. So once, you know, the Ultra Zest worked very well, they're like, okay, well, let's use that backbone, and now let's start making, this is what they do. They make flankers, guys. This is the way it works. So the one I noticed here is once the mint slowly fades away, the geranium throws a little bit of its peppery kick in the opening right into the heart. This is where the patchouli kind of kicks itself in gear, the vanilla, the tonka bean, so that gourmandish feel kind of brings out a little bit more of that sweetness. It brings more depth to the fragrance, and the dry down makes the scent more of a year-round fragrance, in my opinion, since it has enough kick to be worn in the fall and the winter. And this one, I wore this around Christmas time, candy cane in a bottle. I'm just saying that right now. I'm just stating it. So all in all, as far as Kryptomint goes, it seems like it's a two-tiered fragrance. You got that minty, you know, let's give them what they want, that minty opening, and then there's just the sweet dry down, and then the geranium kind of pulls everything together. That's really what I think that this fragrance is all built upon. Recommended age for Kryptomint, anybody. If you like mint and you like the Amen DNA, you know, it's not for everybody, but as far as age groups go, anybody. Fragrances, what does this fragrance remind me of? Of course, it's compared to Ultra Zest, and it will be in a lot of reviews just because of the backbone is the same. Why not? Why mess with something that has sold and worked very, very well for them, and continue to do flankers? And I would assume, depending on the sale rate on this guy, and I don't think it's sold very well, so I don't know what's going to happen next year for this. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on Mugler as far as fresh fragrances go. It does remind some people of Le Male au Fraîche. Of course, a roadster by Cartier, Geranium pour Monsieur by Frédéric Malle is, of course, a high-end niche. One that you should check out if you're a mint fan. You gotta. I still don't have a bottle. I can slap myself right now. I don't have a bottle of it, but I should. Best time to wear this fragrance. This one was worn mostly for me casually. This is one of those that's a little more fun. It's something that I'd wear from time to time. I don't think this is like a signature scent thing. This is more one of those that just jeans and a t-shirt, don't know what to wear, boom, boom. If I feel like a little bit of mint, but a little bit of Amen, and I don't want to be too powerful. This thing is just casually daytime. You can wear it at night too. I wore it daytime and night, but you know, just casually daytime is the best time to wear this fragrance. Seasons, built for spring, built for summer. Summer nights, ooh, beautiful. Fall, yes. And yes, I'm going to say every single season because winter. During Christmas, especially around this time, I wore this around Christmas and I just felt like candy canes. I just felt like it was well constructed for this, and it did well in the winter, and the mint was really invigorating with the snow and everything, but it also still had that familiar warmth to the fragrance too. It worked really well. So really an all-season fragrance. This is not just summer and spring. So definitely, especially like during this time, I'm going to send out this review right now. So it's going to be winter time for a lot of you. Try it out in the winter. You'll see what I'm thinking about. Development. Development, linear, average, or complex. This is fairly average. It's not complex at all. You can tippy toe as far as the Amen DNA, but it doesn't really have too much to it. So I'm going to say more average. Work appropriate, not the best choice in the world, but yeah, it could be. Signature scent worthy, again, same thing, it could be, but this is, I think this is one of just once in a while type of grab. Now let's get into my rating system for Kryptomint. Let's see what I'm gonna get out of this one. So projections, 6 bottles out of 10. Above average as far as the projection goes, as most Amen flankers do fairly well in projection. Again, this is a little low, a little above average, but still good for an Amen flanker. That goes to longevity, 6 bottles out of 10. Again, still a little low for an Amen flanker, but still doing well as far as a designer. It gives me 5 to 8 hours on my skin. So again, still a little low, but still good. Compliment factor, 5 bottles out of 10. This is just a crapshoot. And that's perfectly apt to say that it's a crapshoot. As far as compliment factor, this thing isn't going to wow too many people, but you'll get some positive feedback. And with most Amen, this one not so much, but a lot of Amen ones, you'll get some people that don't like them and then some people that absolutely love them. So a 5 is perfect score for this type of thing. Uniqueness, 9 bottles out of 10. Where are you going to find this type of DNA together? Géranium pour Monsieur Frédéric Mal. I'll tell you, a cleaner way of doing this. Very well done. But uniqueness you can't get for under $100. Good luck. This is very unique for that. Pricing versus what you get, same thing. 8 bottles out of 10. I'm a fan of this. I think this is really good for what you're paying for. Versatility, 8 bottles out of 10. You know, this is not just strictly a summer and spring scent. That goes to smell. 8 bottles out of 10. Again, a very solid score in regards to a flanker that really was kind of lukewarm in the fragrance community. A lot of people did not like this. They all talked about Ultra Zest is better. This is just Ultra Zest repackaged. That's what Mugler does. That's what a flanker is. And that goes to an overall score. Kryptomint is going to get 9 bottles out of 10 from me of a very solid release. I think you couldn't do much better for this idea. For me, personally, I think this is a really good release from the House of Mugler. For this idea, Amen DNA, you know, that Ultra Zest backbone with a fresh mint, you can't do any better. You tell me what you could have done better. This is actually well done. And that goes to a buy, try, or pass. Hey, if this sounds good to you like it did to me, buy. Buy it. It's good stuff. Overall, Kryptomint gets tons of hate simply because its construction was similar to this guy right here, Ultra Zest. So the ones complaining, this is what Mugler does. Flanker, upon flanker, upon flanker. They use the same backbone with a twist. This is what I expect. When I was purchasing this, I was like, that's what I'm expecting. So there was nothing really surprising here. I, for one, enjoyed this flanker. I took it as a winning recipe for fresh fragrances. Ultra Zest took an original note at Amen, mint, amplified it to a perfect degree, blended it very well. I think this is great for Amen lovers, which needs a breath of fresh air at the start of the fragrance. This is what you're looking for. I think Mugler went back to the drawing board, and this is what Iceman should have been. Even as synthetic Mugler scents are, and yes they are, I enjoy the blend, and I feel like what they did with this fragrance right here is they drew back many of the darker notes, you know, pulling them back a little bit and giving the spotlight, at least these fresher notes, a chance to shine in the opening of their fragrances. So they're doing a very good job with this lineup. I'm very happy with both of these. I actually haven't reviewed this yet. Weird, I'm reviewing this before this, but this one, I really enjoy both of them. I think it was well done. Overall, a solid release for Mint and Mugler DNA lover. So I thank all of you for watching my review on Kryptomint. I hope you enjoyed it. And please comment below with your thoughts on Kryptomint, good or bad. And remember, great or poor fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube.